Hi, welcome to Cooking Uncovered. It's a fall day today. It's cold. There's snow on the mountains, so I thought this would be a perfect time for me to use up the beets from dinner last night. And I've got the beautiful leftover beets. So I'm going to make a vegetable soup, but I'm going to add beets. So I guess in actual fact it's a borscht, but it's going to be called a vegetable soup. So into the pot, I already have my 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And so now I'm just going to add just quickly dice my onions. And it doesn't matter. I mean, you know, we try to get them all basically the same size so they cook the same, at the same rate. So just chop them up if they're not working. Don't worry about it. I've got 2 huge cloves. Look at those garlic cloves. Aren't they beautiful? Again, from the Market Garden in Ashcroft. They're just delicious. So I'm going to throw my onion and my garlic into my pot as well. To that, I went to my fridge and I said, okay, what do I want in my vegetable soup tonight? So, in this bag, I've got celery, which I'm going to use. I've got a peeled carrot from last night that wasn't used, going to use that. And I've got half a zucchini. So this is going to be perfect for the vegetable soup tonight. So I'm just going to slice up my zucchini very quickly. Dice it up about the same size as the onion. And then I'm going to also dice up some celery, which is a really good addition as well. I have a scraper here that I use for just this. So in that goes, I have some celery. So chop up some celery, just give that a quick wash. One stalk of celery is perfect, so I'll move that over. So the beauty of vegetable soup is that anything you've got in the fridge, it works really well. I always start my soups with a base of onion, because onion and garlic, that's a really good place to start. And of course, if you have meat eaters in the family, you can always make 1 pot of vegetable soup, you know, to start with, and then add meat. Divide it in half, add meat for the meat lovers, and and keep the other half as just vegetarian. That works very well. Alright, so that's great. We're going to add some carrot. Now the trick to adding the beets. These beets, in actual fact, have already been cooked. So I'm going to cook this soup for about 20 minutes. And as I'm just about before I serve, so about 5 minutes before I'm going to serve it, I'm going to add the beets. And then all of the soup will turn that beautiful beet color, this beautiful red color, but it won't bleach out the beet. It'll be actually very nice. Now you can, of course, at this point you can add some fresh herbs, some fresh whatever you want, like herbs or spices for that matter. If you've got hot peppers, you can put that in as well. So I'm just going to stir this away until my onions become transparent. So my onions are now to the point where they're transparent. Now I'm going to add a few more carrots. So I've added about 1.25 cups of carrots. I have here half a cup of green beans, which are going to be absolutely delicious in the soup. Half a cup of green beans. I've got some broccoli in my fridge, so I'm going to use some of that. And I'm also going to add a little pepper, a little heat, which is going to taste amazing with this. So I still have my glove on because I took all the seeds out. Now I just want to chop this, it's a serrano pepper or a chili pepper. And I don't want the seeds because I don't really like the taste of the seeds. So just chop that up nice and rough. That can go in the pot too at this time. Notice I have my glove on because the problem is if you don't have a glove on and you touch your face, you end up burning your it burns your face. It's really uncomfortable, so that's good. So here's my broccoli. I'm just going to chop that up ever so rough, including the stems. Don't be afraid of using the stems. It's perfectly fine. So just rough chop on that. That goes in as well. So I've got all my vegetables in now, and as I said before, I'm going to hold back the beets. The beets are going to go in before about 5-10 minutes before I serve it, because I don't want all the color bleached out. Okay, so I've got here That's 600 mLs of stock. So use any stock you want. This just happens to be a vegetable stock, and this is 800 mLs of stock. We're going to add a little bit of water, about 300 water, whoops, some cracked pepper, a little bit of salt, and that is going to cook for about 20 minutes, and then I'm going to have the beets. And this is going to be a delicious, very thick, very vegetable soup for tonight with the beets. So this is an amazing soup. So if you find that there's not enough broth, add about 4 more cups of broth to make it more broth and less vegetables. So we have about 15 minutes left to go with this beautiful vegetable soup that we're going to add the beets to later on. So this is cooked for about 30 minutes. So in go the beets. These are all my leftover beets from dinner last night, which is perfect. And you notice how immediately the soup turns this beautiful red color. So I'm going to now cook that for 5 more minutes, and to that I want to add a teaspoon of bouillon. Now this is a different kind of a bouillon. It says better than bouillon, and I just add 1 teaspoon just for added flavor, which works very well. So I'm going to wait for 5 more minutes for the beets now to cook and get really, really hot. So I've let this cook for about 5 minutes. Look what we've come up with. This is so beautiful and so amazing and perfect for a cold fall night when there's snow on the mountains. So thanks for joining me for Cooking Uncovered. This is a beautiful vegetable soup with beets. So I guess it's kind of a borscht soup, but it's so delicious. So thanks for joining me. See you.